Welcome to Soundbite, the podcast where we talk about the topics that are on people's minds in New Brunswick and Canada and learn more about the experts on those topics. I'm Caitlin Dutt, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Tim Porter.
This is the first episode. We're excited to be able to bring this to you guys. We've been working on it for a little bit, 2 months now, trying to set up everything?
Yes. Caitlin and I are work colleagues. And we've decided to branch out onto our own and try a podcast.
Yeah,
we're a bit opposites.
Yep, I think
We're
so.
a bit opposites. I'm a little further along in my career, and Caitlin's down the road a little bit.
Yep. I think I was talking to one of our colleagues about this, and they said that it kind of gave off the Only Murders in the Building vibe.
Okay.
Do you know that show?
I do.
Yeah.
I've watched some of it, yes. Well, I don't know if I'm, I don't know, yeah.
Who are you, Martin Short or...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't play the banjo, so
Okay.
don't expect much from me on the funny guy stuff. You think
Right.
I'm a funny guy? Maybe I am a funny guy. I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
you are, just in
Yeah.
your own special way.
Kind of like a Mr. Magoo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think you're funny, but I also think sometimes people are scared of you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
good mix. A good mix
Right.
to have.
Yeah. So we both work in the PR industry.
Yep.
So I guess have a lot of different interests in those areas.
Mhm.
We both kind of came out of journalism and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I've actually never asked, did you go through the student journalism program or where did you go to school?
Well, Stu didn't have a journalism program.
Oh, wow.
And I did go to Stu, but I didn't take Stu journalism. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Nice.
I've studied political science largely.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. I guess that makes sense. You did work in government for a while, but what people don't know is you had a life before government.
Yeah, I was a reporter for probably 15 years or more. Yeah.
You worked at the Daily Gleaner, right?
Yeah, one time I worked there as well.
Nice.
And I did a lot of freelancing, a lot of different kind of stuff. But yeah.
Cool. Where else did you work?
Well, I don't know. Worked
Didn't you once work in this very building, CHSR?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure what you were getting at, but yeah. Yes, I was news director here once. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right,
Full
yeah.
circle moment, right?
Yeah, I worked for the Brunswickan as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were kind of big entities back in those days.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they still are. I still read kind of the Brunswickan occasionally.
I mean, I
and,
can't comment on the Brunswickan because I worked for the Aquinian and they're kind of
Right.
rivals. So no comment on that.
Right. Yeah.
But I do respect the student journalism game for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And I do like the music that they play here. I'm not a big top 40 guy, so I like that sort of music.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about topical stuff in terms of what's going on in the world.
Yep.
Our world is kind of centered in Fredericton, but I guess we'll try to have some broader views on subjects as well.
Yep.
So what's getting at you this week, Caitlin? Is there anything that's really catching your eye that's being talked about?
Yeah, well, we were kind of talking about earlier before this, just about the tensions between Canada and U.S. right now, specifically the border crossings. I mean, we have a lot of summer vacations coming up. It's May, the end of May right now as we record this. I know it's very rainy day outside today, but people are thinking about summer vacations, and a lot of people travel to the States. Although I hear that might not be happening so much right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are reconsidering that. I heard that piece on the radio this morning. The guy that runs the travel store just outside Woodstock, he's actually a friend of mine, and he and his family have been doing that for 30 years or more, and I think things are I know he went through a hard time with COVID. In that not a lot, no one was crossing the border there for a period of time when it was
Yeah.
shut down,
Yep.
and then they did kind of bounce back a little bit after that, and now this is happening, and yeah, it's kind of devastating for some businesses that on both sides of the border that.
Yeah.
I've heard also, in the news about American towns that are coming over and saying, please come back kind of thing, Canadians,
Yeah.
border that rely on it. It used to be you'd go to Bangor, Maine, and, I remember somebody asking a retailer if they'd take the Canadian dollar, and she laughed and said, "All our business is from Canadians," and
Yeah.
that has really dried up.
Yeah. It's really
So
unfortunate. I mean, even thinking about like the specific border towns like St. Stephen and Calais, I used to do some reporting for them for St. Stephen back in the day, and like the way that the people described their relationship with Calais was, it's the same town basically. There's only a bridge really dividing them, and they went through a hard time with COVID. They didn't really cross the border as much, and now 5 years, 4 years later, there's another thing that's kind of putting the barrier up between the town. It's very unfortunate.
yeah, I think it's a reckoning that's happening right now in that Canadians have always thought that we were much closer in terms of it was a easy ask of us to go across and do things.
Yep.
And we were quite used to that process and welcomed it.
Hmm.
Americans have always thought a little bit more that they have a border, I think.
Yeah.
And now they're reinforcing that idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, the
so
wall, right? There's no wall in between U.S. and Canada yet,
in
but
in our minds,
yeah.
there was never that. It was a back and forth, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like there are tons of Canadians that want to stay in America. It's not that sort of situation, where
Hmm.
we've got to start to come to a new type of relationship on what we have, and uh, I think it has changed,
Hmm.
and I think it now needs to be sorted out in terms of
Yeah.
exactly what it's going to be in terms of
Yeah.
the back and forth.
I mean, just speaking from like a person who's younger from your perspective.
Yeah,
I was in university when Trump was inaugurated,
right.
the first time.
Yeah,
And so I feel like throughout most of my adult life, there's been this tension between America and Canada. And
right.
every time, me and my friends or anybody would refer to America, it'd be like, oh, America, like we want to be separate from them. And I think that's like a stark contrast to what it was before. But I've never really experienced, I mean, other than in childhood, but I didn't really think about it that much back then. There is like this desire to make sure that we don't become America and Canada. And I think that
Mm.
that's like a big conversation that's happening now among myself and other people I know.
Yeah, I mean we're very much like the Americans, but our system is a little different, and
Yeah.
our social programs are different, and the
Hmm.
way we deliver them, and universality and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot different than the individual kind of mindset that they have in the
Yeah.
States. But
Yeah. Like I can respect, that like sense of American dream and the drive to succeed. Like I think I respect that about America, but the individualism has just gotten too out of hand. I
yeah,
think they've gone a little bit too far with it. And sometimes, if you're living in a society, you got to remember that you're living in a society, you got to contribute to the greater good. And I think that's something that I admire about Canada.
yeah, okay. Well, okay. Well, Caitlin, back to you.
Right,
do
right.
do we want to talk about you?
Sure, I guess so.
I guess tell us a little bit more about where you came from, and I know you're from Metro.
Metro.
Do you call it?
You mean
Do you
Moncton?
call it? Well, yeah. That it used to be a bit of a joke when the Times and Transcript started to call Moncton Metro.
Oh, really?
They wanted to sound like they were
I don't know if it's that much of a city,
in
honestly.
competition. Well, when Halifax went to HRM and stuff, they wanted to
Right,
make
right,
them sound big, so they call themselves Metro.
right. Yes.
So you're from Metro, right?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mostly grew up in Moncton, so from like the time that I was a teenager to, the end of high school. Um, I always get tripped up on this question. People ask this question so often
What's that?
in New Brunswick. Where are you from?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a good point of reference.
I know it is, but technically, I mean, I grew up in a lot of places. I was born in British Columbia. I lived there for a while, moved to Ontario, moved back to BC, and then moved to Moncton. So by the time I was like 12 or 13, I had lived in like 3 different provinces. So it's hard to say where I am from because sometimes I feel like I'm from Moncton and sometimes I feel like I'm not.
So you moved to Fredericton to become a podcaster?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah?
dream. No, no, I actually knew I wanted to be a journalist from a very young age.
And how's that going?
Well, relatively well if you consider the journalism to communications pipeline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As you know, I mean, we could talk about this on a whole other episode because it's something I'm very passionate about. But the industry is not doing so well right now. So I started working following university at the Telegraph Journal, but left due to a couple of different factors, mostly because it was COVID and I just felt very lonely working as a journalist in my home. No newsroom. That's my favorite part of journalism.
Well, I think you didn't you go to the craft, like you worked at the craft school site
Yep,
and
yep,
then you went to the Beaver Picard Gallery
yep,
and,
exactly. So following that, I was like, I need a community. So I went to
yeah,
the New Brunswick College of Craft and Design, which lovely
you
people. I
worked
can't
there.
say.
You didn't go there, you worked there.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
worked
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Worked there as a marketing and
Oh, okay,
communications
yeah,
officer.
yeah.
Yep. Also did some recruitment on the side.
Yeah.
And then found my way to the Beaver Art Gallery. So,
I've taken some courses at the craft school.
have you?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
pretty cool. The photography, right?
yeah,
Okay, nice. Yeah, they
yeah.
have like one of the only dark rooms, like in a school, I think, in Atlantic Canada,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
I used to do a lot of that, but I
Yeah,
mean, not anymore so much, but
yeah.
they're
It's
not a thing anymore.
I mean, it's an old art, Records are coming back into style.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've lived through a whole cycle.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you know something's coming back into style, that's when you know you've
Okay.
made it.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So I'd say dark rooms are coming back into style now. Yeah.
All right. All right. I guess I'm pretty hip then.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I'm hip.
Yeah.
Well, what else is on your mind, Caitlin?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to ignore the saga with NB Power right now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
impossible to ignore.
Is this because you're trying to pay your power bill this month or something? Or
Yeah, I guess it is coming up. It's coming up in a couple days. So I'll probably get the email, the
okay.
dreaded email.
Right.
Luckily, it's been pretty like room temperature
All right.
outside. So I'm hoping that it'll be like a low power bill. But I've seen my power bills go up quite a bit. And this is kind of representative of, the increases that we've seen even in the past 2 years. New Brunswick households
Couple
are
more.
now paying about 20% more
Yeah.
for their power bills.
Yeah, it's gone up a couple times in the last few months. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more increases planned.
Well, I guess I should say went up in January and probably going up. Maybe it went up in April, did it? I don't know. It's going up in the fall again.
It keeps going up. I can't even
Right,
keep
yeah.
track of it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to apply to the Energy and Utilities Board for another rate increase this fall, which I read that article and it just made me so upset.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, there's a real need to kind of look at consumption and how our homes are heated and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
I think we're still way too many baseboards and that sort of thing, and inefficient. And I think there needs to be more federal programs or provincial programs that will support conversion. We need more of an industry there that can do it faster.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, I think that's the way to try to solve this is through efficiency, as opposed to just worried about how we uh, pay, a bill every month, because the bills are just going to keep going up.
Yep.
So if you just sit there and pay, try to pay your bill, well, at a certain point you can't pay your bill.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of look at the consumption side and more efficient homes and better housing stock
Yeah.
and that sort of
It's
thing.
hard because I mean, they're billions of dollars in debt at this point, NB Power that
Yeah,
is. And it feels almost like an insurmountable number.
right.
I mean, a lot of that is attributable to their like power plant out there in Laurinville, um, and like the building costs and the maintenance costs. But oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's you got to wonder at some point if that was a good decision for them to build that.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we need generation. I mean, the other side of this is, you got to support industry, and if you can't support industry, and there is a real problem in the province in terms of funding
Mm-hmm.
or powering the pulp mills and the other heavy industries out there.
Yeah.
There isn't enough capacity in the
Yeah.
system right now.
And they're probably all going to need renovations in the next 10 years too.
Right,
So add that on to the growing debt of NB
right.
Power.
But it but it
Yeah.
but it hurts our economic prospects, in terms of
Mm-hmm.
what industry we can attract here, what industry we can keep here. You got to be able to supply them with large amounts of power, and right
Yep.
now I'm not sure we can.
Yeah.
If a big industry came into the province, I don't know if they would have the capacity to even set up. So, I mean, that just points to the significance, I think, of the problem right now.
Yeah.
Not only on the individual case, but on the wider picture as well, on our
Yep.
economy.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to ask you maybe a controversial question.
Oh, okay. Sure,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So, back in 2009,
Yeah,
Sean Graham,
yes.
he was thinking about selling NB Power to Hydro Quebec. Do you think he should have gone through with it?
Oh, no. Well, no, he was more than thinking of it. He
I
was
know,
actually
but
trying to do it.
yeah, the public backlash, though, kind of stopped him.
Well, yeah, there were negotiations, and they announced a kind of a plan that was a little bit of surprise, and people did it did attract some significant political attention,
Mm-hmm.
but actually, the deal didn't quite get done.
Mm-hmm.
But in retrospect, there are people out there, and I think even Sean Graham himself penned an op-ed recently where he said, "Yeah, maybe it was a fairly good idea."
Yeah, I don't know if
But
they would take the deal now. Not there are so many reports
well,
about NB Power being in so much debt.
yeah, the problem is that I think that Quebec looked at was just the refurbishment of
Yeah.
certain generator, like Point Lepreau, the
Yep.
nuclear was really an issue.
Yep.
Obviously, we've got to refurbish Mactaquac Dam, and there's all these points there. And Quebec is rich in hydropower. They have lots of dams and lots of power. So whether they wanted to take on our assets was kind of where they were negotiating and where it kind of fell down. But yeah, in the end, I think it didn't get done. But
Yeah.
I guess hindsight
2020.
2020. Yeah, I mean, should have been done, should have not. I guess it didn't get done, so now we're here. We're here. I
Yep.
mean, other provinces have, like Nova Scotia, have privatized.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if they're in any better situation, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess the government is planning to do a review.
Oh yes,
So
yeah, there.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that they said they would be done in March. I'm not sure if they mean March 2026 or March 2027, but hopefully sooner rather than later.
Oh, I think it's a
And
year out. Yeah,
yeah.
but it's not 2 years out. But
Okay.
yeah, it would be. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's being looked at. I mean, and that's governments do this from time to time. They look at what should be done, and
Yeah. And they did put that 10% rebate on the household bills as of January, so that did help a little bit. Got to give them
yeah,
some credit for
it
that.
kind of it happened right at the same time as the rates were increased,
Yeah, so nobody really felt it.
and people were kind of eyeing the smart meters, wondering if they were the problem,
Oh my
and
gosh. Do you see
you
that
know,
Facebook post that was
right,
saying that the
yeah,
smart meter caused a fire or something?
oh yeah,
People are just ready to
well, yeah. I mean, they're
riot.
looking for some. Well, they're looking for some reason,
Yeah.
I guess, and anyway. So there is a problem there. I'll give you that. I guess we'll have to see how it's dealt with over the next little while.
Yeah, yeah. So let's dig in for our viewers out there, our listeners, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have viewers.
Yeah, not yet, not yet. um, but let's talk a little bit about what this podcast is going to look like, so they have an idea and know what they're going to be tuning into in the next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, you're the organized one, but I guess what
yeah.
we're
I got all my pages here.
I
Tim
guess
is just winging it.
I
No.
guess what we're yeah. Well, I guess the idea was we want to talk to people. So we'll have some guests in.
Yep.
Probably one or two at max, but have
Yep.
a guest in on kind of issues and their take on them, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
delve just a little bit into their bios a bit, but
Yep.
not overly on bios. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But we're trying to look for some interesting cast of people to
Yep.
bring forward, and maybe a diverse section of people we know.
Yes, exactly. And we'll bring in people that will be like somewhat relevant to, the topics that are being talked about in Brunswick. We'll have a discussion about those topics, and then we'll dive a little bit into, just chatting with our guests.
Right.
Go little bit further than the traditional, I guess, journalism interview.
Yeah.
Get to know them a
Yeah.
little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So we'll try to do this on a Friday and
Yep.
have our guests in, and then we'll go back to our day jobs.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great way to spend a Friday, though. I'm
All right.
excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, my plan is to not speak to you for a week, and so we have fresh things to talk about every week.
Great.
So
That
if I
sounds good.
ignore you, like in the kitchen or something, like
You're saving
just,
up the good stuff.
yeah, I'm just saving it.
Great.
It's
I'll
like,
keep that in mind.
yeah,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
yeah.
All right. Um, well, I say that sounds like a good way to wrap it up to me.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone who's tuning in to us on our first podcast,
Yep.
and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah. See you guys later. You've been listening to Soundbite, a production of Porter O'Brien and 97.9 CHSR. Thanks to CHSR, our podcast host, and March Rojas Velasquez, our podcast editor. You can find episodes on Spotify every Friday.